sell a bunch of houses, seller financing. And if it's not me or us, it's somebody else. So you're trying to find another way to set an appointment that provides value to that agent.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that house.
Absolutely.
Right, and you can even say in that moment,
I'm a real estate investor. I'm sharing everything I know about Subject to in a way that complete beginners understand. This guy is John Pratt, our fearless novice, diving headfirst into the world of Subject to real estate deals. Watch as I start him on the path. I'm your guide, Kyle Kargas, and this is Subject to Real Estate Secrets, the path from moron to millionaire.
welcome to Subject to Real Estate Investing, the path from moron to millionaire. Subject to real estate investing is buying a house, keeping the seller's existing mortgage in place. You get to own the house, they get to move on, it's sold, right? And you get to make the payments for them on their mortgage. Yeah. You get the better interest rate. That's the whole goal. We are here again today with an exciting new episode. So John, we're going to be talking about your KPIs, of course, like we always do. We're going to be talking about how many appointments you've done. You've mentioned to me, okay, some new mindset stuff. You're feeling a little bit different. I'm curious to find out what's going on there. We had a few appointments this week that were reverse mortgage. I think it's important that we talk about reverse mortgages. They're not going to come up a ton, but people out there, and including yourself, need to know, how do you handle those conversations? Should you even be targeting those type of conversations and appointments, etc., right? So that's what we're doing today. So John, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll tell you my KPIs. So I sent only 50 LOIs. Why only 50? Because I had some from before, still catching up.
Okay.
Still ripping through what is essentially a lead sheet.
Okay. However, let me stop you quickly right there. Okay, so you didn't get through them all, but did you spend all the time? Because we've talked about another couple episodes. Yeah. Did you spend the whole hour calling?
Yeah, the time, I don't start the hour. I have a little timer. When I hit dial, I start the timer while it starts to ring.
Okay,
whatever,
so you just had enough people to dial that you just couldn't get to them.
Right.
Correct?
Right. 50-cent responses, I think, were 6. Yeah, responses were 6. 44 dials.
Okay.
Conversations from responses was 1. I don't put much weight in responses because that's a mindset thing I'll talk about in a second. Conversations not from responses are 24. That's like all the conversations. There was 1 conversation from a response, 24 conversations from a not response, and 4 appointments from those 25 conversations.
So 50 LOIs go out and you got how many responses?
Oh, like 6.
Like 6, right?
Yeah.
That's over 10%. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
So percentage-wise, guys, that's about what you want to get. I mean, if you can get higher, great, right? But still, a 10 to 12% response rate is pretty good.
Okay.
So just pointing out, as we analyze these numbers, you got a good response rate. You got 6 out of 50 that did respond. Tell me again really quick, out of those 6 that responded, how many were you able to have conversations?
1 conversation of those 6.
Okay.
I called all of them. I call them, and I don't count it as a conversation because they don't answer. Maybe I leave a voicemail, they bring it back to email, whatever. Yeah.
Right,
and then I'm like, I have a lead sheet full of 50 people. I'm just going to rip through that.
It's a mix of follow-up and
Yeah.
dialing new people, etc.
Yeah.
So you do need to know how to manage your time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be misspending that time.
Yeah, because I go back and forth 10 times, and they're not doing anything.
Correct.
When I can call and get someone who needs something now.
Dude, it's all about getting them off the email or texting into a phone call.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you should be calling them, which is what I think we'll probably be talking about more now, because I can feel that already. Dude, I set my timer, all that. Those type of answers are what you're speaking my language, Joe.
Got it.
You're speaking my language. I think we're seeing, guys. I think we're seeing a live shift.
And that's part of it.
Let's finish the KPIs.
Okay.
And guys, do you see how excited he's getting already? He can't help
We're
himself
rolling.
but
We're
talk about
rolling.
this. How freaking cool. You got a good response rate, 1 out of 6. That's not too bad, honestly, conversation-wise, right?
Yeah.
And then that one did not set an appointment.
I don't think that would even set an appointment.
Okay, and you said how many total appointments?
4.
And that was basically from calling everybody else that didn't respond.
Mostly, yeah. Probably all of them, yes. Which is my favorite now. I just call them. Like, my favorite is when they don't know who I am or don't know that I exist.
Yeah.
I don't know they exist until I hit dial. I don't look at the listing. Like,
Perfect,
Maybe
yeah.
I'll have a listing pulled up, maybe, if we start talking.
And
pull
I
it
think
up.
you're learning.
I'm not leaving voicemails. This is worth watching the episode. Just that if you're sending LOIs, if you're in the LOI Blaster group and all that, don't leave a voicemail. Then they'll call you back. They'll call you back if you don't leave a voicemail. and they're
Otherwise, you
interested.
just told them why you're calling, and if they feel like, oh, that was a junk,
Then they have 9 objections in the back of their head that push them forward that say, don't call this
and
guy back.
they just write you off and say, oh, that's just one of those dumb investors. I'm not even going to call him back.
Just let them call you back. Don't even leave a
Because
voicemail.
what's your goal? Your goal is to freaking get them on the phone.
Which usually they call you back, by the way, when you're on another call. And then they hit your voicemail.
Right.
Your voicemail can cue them in to what's going on.
But if the whole point is to go from email or whatever is to get them on the phone, you cannot set an appointment unless you get them on the phone, John.
It's
So-
very, very rare.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, most of the time I'll tell you no. Personally,
Yeah.
I'll be like, you might have someone respond to an email like, John, this is gonna be perfect for my client. Hey, can we set up an appointment? Guess what I tell everyone that I work with? You still need to call them.
Just call them.
Just call them to at least, even if it's done, basically, call them and say, this is John, just wanted to say hi.
Yeah.
And you know what? We need to pick a time for your appointment.
Got it, yeah.
That way, you've heard them. They took the time. It
Okay,
shows,
I'll call you in 5 minutes to pick a time.
And you know what? Because it shows motivation and it does lots of things that we've talked about in other episodes. It props my conversation with them up to a higher level to make sure that they're actually going to show up to that appointment.
2 people did this where I'm trying to set an appointment on an email last week or the week before where they're like, yeah, just call me next week. What? What do you mean call you next week? It's like,
That shows that their motivation's low.
Yeah.
And the reality is, this is what I would say: the chances of both of your schedules aligning by chance doing that is
Yeah.
almost zero.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, no, I'm not going to call you.
Yeah, and at that point, and hopefully you move it onto a phone conversation so you can say this. That way they can feel your intention and your politeness and everything, where it's like, hey, I totally appreciate it, but unfortunately, the chances of scheduling aligning with that is almost zero. What I'm seeing, I think that this conversation with Kyle is going to be worth it to you, but you tell me. I don't want to set up an appointment for you that you don't want. If you think that there's value here, then let's schedule a time that you can actually be there for sure. Or if it's not, I fully understand. And maybe now is just not a good time right now. You know,
Yeah, right,
for you.
right. That's what I had to tell this one guy. Yeah.
And that's just what you do.
It just wasn't an appointment. Didn't want it ultimately because he's too back and forth.
Exactly.
I could spend time going back and forth with him, or I could just rip through the lead sheet, just calling people who need it.
Last one, how many dials did you say?
44 dials.
Okay, so 44 dials. And you said you had,
24 conversations from this 44. That's actually pretty good.
that's really good.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, guys, if you're just sitting there being like, I set my LOI, I'm waiting for my hot lead to come through.
It won't happen. I just spent 3 months trying that. Like, it doesn't work. Here's the big secret of today's episode. Another big secret, by the way. Nothing starts until you dial.
Dude, you are dropping it.
Not know their phone number, not look at the listing and know everything about it. Nothing starts until you dial the person. And even then, they might not answer.
Yeah.
But at least that starts something.
How much time do you think you were realistically wasting looking through
Ultimately.
all the pictures, looking through everything, trying to get yourself to feel as confident as possible and know as much as you possibly could about the house?
If you want to be confident about it, ask them the questions you need to know.
You have found that out now, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, there's no confidence. There's no, motivation for me. Like, I'm not fired up. I got a script and a phone.
Yeah.
Like a rough outline sort of script.
Yeah,
You know?
perfect, right?
Yeah.
People watching are wasting time looking at those pictures. They're wasting time analyzing all this stuff. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure. Let me see exactly what the interest rate might be. You've already filtered it for like a 5% or less interest rate.
Yeah.
You're fine. Don't look at the exact numbers. Don't look at what type of loan it is. You're wasting your time and then you call and they don't answer. And you just wasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You do that every time?
You're wasting way too much time.
And in that exact day, if you do that every call, you're not even going to make 10 calls.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get an appointment set this week. Guys, I know exactly what your problem is. And John, for the last 3 months, now we've talked about this briefly, your progress is very timed to these episodes.
Yeah, I don't have you 24/7.
You're not calling me in the moment and being like, hey, what's this problem? What's this problem? You're trying to figure that out yourself, and then you're bringing all your questions, everything. So you guys can actually see what these questions are.
You can watch this in real time. You can binge. I
Right.
can't binge. I exist in real time.
Exactly. So almost every week for you is honestly almost like 2 days of real life work. This mentality, this
Yeah.
motivation, this share with us. And I think I have an idea, but tell me more. Everyone wants to know.
One technical thing is add dials to your KPI on the top. This is the top line KPI. Just to understand personally yourself how many dials you're doing to get the next KPI, right? So that helps. But the big thing is, I was watching a video, I think it was by Myron Briley.
Yep.
He's heavily involved, to say the least, in LOI Blaster. I'm not going to quote him. I'm not even going to try. But the point that I took away from this video, the work doesn't start until you dial. You can send the LOIs, you can do all this stuff, but most people who are doing what you and I are doing, sending LOIs, trying to get leads for our closers, for our team, and trying to solve these people's problems, is they're sending out LOIs and they're just not making phone calls. So
99% of people, whether it be LOI or any other method, they're just sending it out. Hey, come and let me know that you want to sell your house. And they're not making any phone calls. You'll beat out 95% of everyone doing LOIs and everything else because they're just not.
And one thing he said, he was on a Zoom with Justin. I forget Justin's last
Justin
name.
Tumanowski.
Okay, heavily involved also.
Yeah.
And he was, Myron or Justin was saying, yeah, we just get in, as LOI Blaster people, we get in our own heads, like we get in our own way. And just the way he worded it made me realize everyone is pretty much like me. It's just you have to get out of your own way and make the calls. Eliminate the factors that do not matter and just focus on the KPIs. Keep track of your dials, but it just helps to help you realize how long it takes to get a response, to get a conversation with someone who's actually going to make a decision, and ultimately appointments, ultimately deals, right? So to all that end, I want to optimize for all that. I'm already optimized. No optimization will matter if you're not dialing. Since there's appointments now, my concern is I lobbed you at least 2 appointments that were reverse mortgages.
Oh, yes.
Right? I have a couple rapid questions about those.
All right, bring them to me.
Yes, no, are those worth it, those calls?
If you know ahead of time it's a reverse mortgage, I would not target reverse mortgages.
Yeah.
Okay? They are not long-term loans. Your situation financially is actually getting worse, not better.
Yeah.
You do not want to buy something subject to with a reverse mortgage. The only time you want to buy something with a reverse mortgage is if in a situation super short term. So if you just need to get in with the purchase and say it's a flip.
Okay.
Say the condition's rough. Instead of me going out and getting a hard money loan, I could go in and buy the house subject to, keep the reverse mortgage during the 4 months, 5 months, 6 months that I'm remodeling, and then sell the house. It's super short term.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Okay.
But in general, everyone's talking about when you go, if you're going to try to wholesale this or actually hold it or anything like that, a reverse mortgage just does not work.
If I confirm with the agent that it is a reverse mortgage, what's the very next question I should ask them to either DQ them or set an appointment?
What I would say, okay, interesting, it's a reverse mortgage, got it. So that does change things to where we wouldn't want to hold on to this property for a long time, all right, since it has a reverse mortgage. So our normal setup won't work. If we were to come in, is this the type of property where we could remodel and sell it for a lot more? You know, almost like a flip? And then I would have that conversation, right? If they're like, no, it's actually in pretty good shape, you know, based on this. No, I don't think there's a good spread on that. It's like, okay, got it. So, and then I would pivot away from that. Be like, okay, you know what? Ultimately, someone coming in, buying this house and taking over that reverse mortgage isn't going to be the best option. But let's think real quick, what else could there be a good option? And I would pivot to something else.
Okay, maybe even another listing.
You could, yeah, you could be like, oh, hey, let's talk about another listing.
Okay.
Talk about lending.
Yeah.
Talk about, see if they have any buyers that could be possibly buying seller finance deals, because we sell a bunch of houses seller financing. And if it's not me or us, it's somebody else. So you're trying to find another way to set an appointment that provides value to that agent.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that house.
Absolutely.
Right. And you can even say in that moment, gotcha, okay. You know what? I mean, probably 90% of the time, just being real with you, the house that I'm calling on is not actually the first way that we work together.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it really is. We tried to narrow it down so we're only calling on something that we think might work, but it really does need to align on both sides. A reverse mortgage, you know, it's rare when it works, and unfortunately in this case, I don't think it's going to work. Really quick, let's find out in like 2 minutes how else we can make money together. Do you have any other houses? Hey, do you work with fix and flippers? Oh, you do? You could make money with that. We give loans to fix and flippers, right? Hard money loans to help them fix that up, or we'll even do the gap for repairs, etc. So if you have clients like that, you should talk to Kyle about that type of thing and be like, oh, and you can get paid every single time that one of your clients comes to get a loan.
Yeah, from a lending point of view.
Yeah.
Now it's a lending
that
conversation.
house is not the only way. In a previous episode, we talked about it. There's 12 different. There's 12 different ways, right? So it's like, think of one of the other 12 ways and just slightly bring it up, and then set the appointment for that if there's interest.
bottom line, with if I see a reverse mortgage, I'm thinking about filtering for it so they don't even show up on my lead sheet.
Right.
Would you tell me otherwise? Like, should I pivot?
I
or
would
should
tell
eliminate?
you to filter out reverse mortgages.
Okay.
Because we're trying to be efficient with your time and the highest chance for you to get a good deal.
Got it.
Okay.
I totally agree, and I totally see that.
Filter
I
them
will do
out.
that.
It's better for you to go make another call than call that person. Now, if you're already on the call, you're pivoting to take the best course of action
Yeah.
that you're already on the call with that person. But no, if you know it's reverse mortgage, don't waste your time.
Yeah, maybe if I've already ripped through a lead sheet and I see, oh, it's reverse mortgage, okay, I'll go for that one.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like as a last
if you're
resort,
not going to
like,
be,
I won't
if you have no more
prioritize
calls
it.
to make the call.
Yeah.
But compared to a lead that has a reverse mortgage and a lead that has a conventional normal mortgage,
Yeah.
the other one, the conventional
Takes
mortgage,
priority.
is the better lead.
Got it. That's all my questions about
Oh
reverse.
my gosh. Guys, thanks for hanging out. This is absolutely phenomenal. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. John, are you ready to make some money?
Ready.
Dude, you're getting closer and closer. You guys are all getting closer and closer. Until next time, see ya.